Hello kids and welcome back to Life in the Woods. And yeah, our house, which is almost done. So we just need to figure out what we'll do with the backside there of the balcony, or like, you know, the area the balcony is on. This is also looking a little empty. I think this is still okay-ish. And then we need to get started on the attic. Yeah, let's go grab some things. My dog is being super noisy right now. I apologize for that. We are off to a professional start. So I need to organize this a little bit. I will keep this because I'm assuming we'll might add a couple more paintings. So I want to be prepared for that. Yeah, I feel like most of the oak planks can go back in. Maybe a little bit of pine wood can go in there, but the rest we'll put back into storage. I hope everyone is doing well, is hydrated, slept well and all that. Like, I don't know what was going on with me yesterday. I think it may have been a week of, you know, not getting a lot of sleep every single night. Because like 8 p.m. I was already very tired, which normally isn't the case for me, you know? And I ended up getting ready for bed at like 9:40-ish. You know, I kind of tried. Then I was like on my phone for like 10 more minutes in bed, but by like 10 past 10, I put the phone away and I was out. Like, I think I may be getting old. But I did sleep pretty well, which was nice. I appreciate that. And I did stay up this morning. Love that. We haven't been like super productive yet. You know, I was hoping, you know, maybe there would be a little bit of energy coming in, which didn't happen. What about a drum set? How massive are these things? Could we fit that in the attic? We might be able to fit that in. Okay, that's just cursed. I don't think you're supposed to sit on that. We have that. Then we could place... I think, like... We'll go for another carpenter's bed. We'll go for one of those. One bedside table. Oops. And I did really like the way the drawers looked in the other house when we were putting them under the roof part. So I want to do that again. We could maybe have like a armchair up there. I'm just gonna go for an orange one just so I have like a pop of color. Here, this archive box. Maybe, you know, not whoever stays up there has that, and that's just part of, you know, the adults that live there. And they just store some things in there. Go for one of these guys, and then maybe like a little creeper plushie because it's a classic. I did not mean to hit the mic. And then we'll go for a sheep plushie. I think that should be pretty much it. Painting wise, I think we did dark oak. I think we did dark oak. I think we needed... I don't know how to do any of this right now. Single tier. So, dark oak. Nope, I pressed the thing that you copy the recipe. Slaps. That's why nothing is happening. Hello, welcome. I am a professional Minecrafter. Am I pressing the wrong thing? Wait. What do I need? How do you play Minecraft? I was pressing the wrong thing and I do not want to talk about it. I think we might go for 2 paintings. Like a white one and a single one. That goes back, and then I don't know how much we need. Actually, we do also need this, and I think we needed wool too, but maybe I am delusional and we do not. Yeah, I was a little bit productive today so far, which is nice, but again, that like crazy feeling of doing everything's possible. Nope, still waiting on that. Still waiting on that. I do hope it will come back, but you never know. I mean, I would be okay, I guess, because, you know, I do have a little bit more motivation than I've had beforehand. But, you know, just actually having the desire to get stuff done, that was a new one. And that was pretty damn cool, if I say so myself. We're just going to we're going for the same wood type, is what I'm trying to say. I hope we got everything for the first little walking session over there. Words are hard, and I don't know why. But yeah, lots of stuff I want to get done this week, so I really hope I can keep a good sleep schedule, not go back to bed, and just, you know, have a bit of energy every day. I mean, today by now I do feel a little bit exhausted. To be fair, I did leave the house earlier to accompany my parents on some errands, and I totally didn't do it for Pokemon Go. No, I wouldn't do such a thing. Yeah, so maybe it was just being out in not the best weather that I want to decor for this. Could we? This doesn't work. Does it work if we do that and then do? Nope. Okay, because I'm confused given that we were able to make the toothbrush, glass, and a towel work on the same block. I don't know what cost. Yeah, I don't know where do we place the bed? Maybe right here already. And blocks. Was that the one we usually went for? When it's like kiddo related? I also really like the rainbow one. I think I want to go for the rainbow. Bring in a little bit more color. Okay. Got that. And there we could put bookshelves, I guess. You know? There are 2 bookshelves. 1 drawer. I don't care that they're girly drawers, by the way. They still have the same function. The drum set. We need to place it like this. It does fit under here, which is pretty nice. I think we're just gonna have this here. Why not? Why the heck not? You know? But space-wise, actually. Yeah, we don't see what's behind that really if we have that there, so we move that. Put another drawer there. The archive box we could put there. That works. Little creeper plush can go there. Sheep plushie goes here. The armchair we could just put there, I guess. Okay, and then we don't have light in here just yet. This is not spawn proof right now. To that, One here, I think. Then maybe one here that you can kind of see from across the bed. I made one painting canvas too. Ah, and for the white one, this is like Santa, I think. Yes, I mean, if it fits, we could put it there. Is it this one? Nope, that was the wrong one. Kinda works. I mean, who knows? Maybe the kid that sleeps in this room only really comes over for Christmas. And, you know, the grandparents are very much spoiling the kid, which is why there's like a big toy thingy and like a drum set, which the parents would otherwise say no to because everyone likes keeping their ears. And then we just go for the little kitty, maybe? I do like the kitty. It's cute. We could have a hanging plant here in theory, given that, you know, this is a free slot despite DecoCraft. Which is surprising. Should we do that? Nah, that looks a bit weird. Okay, yeah, basically, light-wise... Could go for DecoCraft, but nothing really that works on the ceiling. Which leaves the lanterns, which we already have in quite a few places. Which, to be fair, we could maybe add again, because it's been a bit since we last added one. Or like added some to one building. Maybe we can see how it... Don't we... Not in there. That's not a backpack. Leaving one in there for now. Seven. Is this spawn proof? And I mean, at least up here it doesn't look too weird. It doesn't look amazing, but it fits. Didn't I mean to add carpet on here all over the place? Wouldn't work anyway with the amount of decor we have, but... was an idea. A long time ago. We put one there. We add another one onto this corner, which leaves the desk being a bit open. I don't think we are able to put even a DecoCraft lamp there, but I do want to try it, just in case. Out here is already taken care of. Add one into that little corner. This is spawn proof. Actually, we have the perfect amount. Are you kidding me? This is actually better because, you know, it matches kind of with the hanging stuff and... Okay, we don't quite have the perfect amount. But here's the funny little thing. Oops. We do have glowstone dust. And that is now perfectly covered. Was that enough already to even take care of the lights in here? I'll add one more for good measure. It's not too obvious when you're here, really, that there is light coming from the front, from the bottom floor. That is what I was trying to say. Oh my gosh. Yeah, which means vines, plants, both. I don't know. But this is so cute. This is probably one of the best things we've done in a little bit. I mean, not like the most amazing one, but I do really like this. Okay. Few things. First we have that and that. Want to add one... Oh, that's kind of gonna ruin your view, isn't it? Glad that I closed the door and all that. That's okay. It's okay. Means you don't fully stalk your other neighbor. Just when you really lean over there and try your best not to fall off, then you might catch a glimpse. But I think for the most part that's okay. Then I'd say we add one more full tree in here actually. Please not a super tall one. Nice. That almost would have been better over there. To cover more of a little pile of shame. Yeah, I think this is okay. Do we have, when we look for, nope, that's just really what could hang from Plant Mega Pack, and then like a couple hanging fish. Not gonna put that out here, sorry. There it is. Okay, we can actually finish this today. I love that. Nope. Okay. This goes back. We eat a sandwich real quick. Oh, I'm going to make champignon pasta sort of again today. So basically, you know, you get your mushrooms, you get them nicely roasted, that they're nicely brown already. And in the meantime, you cook your pasta. And then you make like a little cream sauce with soy, and there is some like, is it called nutritional yeast? You know, the yeast that adds a bit of a cheesy taste. We have to double clicked. Didn't mean to do that. We have the perfect amount. Are you kidding me? So that just gets like nice and creamy and cheesy. The recipe also suggests to use parmesan. Like for me, the vegan alternatives are. I don't think I've ever had non-vegan parmesan, by the way, because I grew up in a non-cheesy household. Like my parents are not big on cheese. I mean, they do put it on stuff that's going in the oven. Yes, they are not insane, but we only ever buy basic Gouda for my mother mainly. My dad isn't even a big fan of that. I want to try these two. I don't know which one's gonna look best, and they are going to spread and do their own thing, so we have to see how that's gonna end up looking, but it's worth a try. So yeah, the recipe says you should put that on there. The first time I made it, I had bought it, because, you know, there is like one vegan one vegan parmesan alternative. I forgot about that because we never use it. But I actually, because the whole meal was already amazing, we made it again a couple days later, added the parmesan, and it was just kind of like, yeah, I guess. That was like the 350. Okay. Well, okay, to be fair, we didn't put the whole bag of parmesan on there, but for me, the high cost for the replacement product does not justify the taste that I experience, so I think I do prefer this one, honestly. But we will see. We will see. And yeah, these days I just make it without it. Okay, and I think my local grocery store actually discontinued the vegan parmesan, if I do not switch it up with another thing from the cheese shelf there. Wow, words are hard. Ah, there's the bookshelf. That was quite the journey. Quite the journey and quite the hiccups. Please go away. Come on. Hey, okay. This time we are going to sneak as we place them. I don't know, I think it's kind of cute that you have like these books ready to grab. We could try to sizzle this too, but I don't think anything will look more easy to reach in that case. Cute, but no. Yeah, we're staying vanilla. Okay, and just like that, we have managed to complete another sweet little house. I love it. We could, of course, still put like a little table here, add a plant to that, you know, maybe one day. But right now, I think this is pretty nice. We did a good job here. Very happy with that. Yes, there's still stuff for the shelves. Shelf decor! The one thing that I keep forgetting. Alright, a couple more sandwiches and time to make things look nice. We are going to go in with my beloved shrubby things here. Maybe one here, another one here, big one here, and then one that's a little bit further in there. We put one in the middle. Now it's just time for this patch. We're not going to like fully do this, like this section here, I don't know. I feel like once we start replacing all the flowers in this biome, and or we start working on the path that connects everything in this biome, we'll get a better feeling until where we keep things and where we calm down, you know. So for now, I think this is okay. Okay, we are... Oh, actually, let's go in with the twigs first. Put one here. Clover patches. Can never go wrong with those, really. No one will really see them back here. Let's admit it. Another little twig. The leaf piles that I will most likely build over because I'm a little stupid. At times. Okay. The reason I only ever take half a stack out, or like only half of what we have, is by the way that it stays in the slot where it was. Just in case anyone is ever wondering why I do that. The autism does not like it when the position of items in your inventory change. So I am doing what I can to avoid that. Nothing on there. Can also put one here. Maybe one right there, and, you know, one further out. Let's be generous for once. We do need to sleep in a second. Yay. I like this. It's just so... this is not where the bedroom is. I feel like I'm definitely getting more of a feeling for different vibes for every house. To be fair, every house has way too many books. Which, I guess it's just kind of like my personal preference creeping through, but I am doing what I can, okay? Just trying my best over here. Okay. Then I could go in with like one piece of moss, maybe. There. I will place something over that, I'm calling it. And then 5 minutes later, I'll be like, oh, didn't we have moss around here somewhere? I am sorry. Okay, we put a little... That's a butterfly, okay. Oh, that's 3 block. Can you believe that? That's boxwood, okay. Actually, at first I meant to put boxwood here, but I actually like that we didn't, because that means we have a bit more space in between all that. And we put a lindera there. That's a lindera. That means we go for another butterfly. Then we put some of that here. That, and then one more butterfly. Yeah, it works. Works. It's okay. That, and then, you know, maybe one more lindera. They're basic. They're nice. They're good classic. Sometimes there's a reason why something is a classic and it's popular, you know? Because it just works well. There may be something underneath the tree. Not the Christmas tree, just the normal tree. Out here on the street. Couple little flowers. Could also, you know, already get started on that. There we have some. That means I'd add the next ones around here. And here. Do we still have the moss? Yes. there, there, there. Maybe even over there too. That feels very extreme. Okay, next up will be the grass, which is a little scary, but I believe in us. Let me grab a bone meal. So, first I want to go for tall grass. We already have one there, and I don't want it to be like so diagonal to each other. So I want to keep that a little more unique, basically. Could also have a tall one here and a tall one there. And we add a tall one right here, tall one there, and one more tall one next to that house. Time for the other normal sized grass. First the sandwich, of course. So, wheatgrass, 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 wheat, 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 wheat. Already some right there. Then we go here. Like that. Damp grass. Also a big personal favorite. Like that, 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 that. Most of this won't be visible to most people. I don't care. I'm still very passionate about it. And then the vanilla grass, which has the nice effect of swaying in the wind. Okay. Do that. 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 That's a leaf pile. I saw that. Didn't just place something on there. Aren't you all proud of me? Maybe that's a little bit too much grass right now. I'm not too sure, but I like it. I think this is okay. And then one piece of meadow grass. One more piece of meadow grass and some meadow grass down there. Medium grass has the nice effect of it actually being a little bit more visible compared to the short grass. You can actually see, yes, that is supposed to be a small amount of grass on there. Cool, nice little detail. But then you place the small ones and you just don't really see it. At least for me. Okay, I mean, okay. You know what I mean? You see the issue? And this, and maybe there. Okay. We have done that. We have like a few minutes left. Which means it's time to grab all those other little things. Also didn't place any sprouts in this area. We need to fill up on them again. One sprout and two sprout. I think there may have been something in that particular slot that we just placed. One yellow thing right there. Another one here. One here. 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 That one's done. The poisonous stuff I don't want to be too accessible, so I'll hide that a little bit more. Like that. Nope, we're done with you. We go in with the fern and the nice little Japanese meadowsweet. is all fully covered. I kind of forgot about this part. We'll just fill that up later. Just making sure we're not directly copying anything. All, after all, supposed to have a bit of a unique style to it. Yeah, that's too close, but here I think it's fine again. And we put a fern there. Put a fern here. Here. Maybe there. One down there. And here. We go in with the more flowery looking things. One goes... That one grew immediately? Yep, that one grew immediately. I think we may have had something on there, but the moss is still there. That there. That there. It's back here. Another one of those there. I mean, this is not perfect right now, but you know, it's gonna do the thing. Why are you spreading so much? Okay, and then we get the last little bits out. A vanilla leaf. You can never go wrong with those. Might be a little close to each other, but hey. That one's free. This one's free. 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 Free for all. That. That. We already have... Do we not have... We have one kneeling Angelica right there. Gonna risk another one there. That's meadowgrass. Okay, I feel like that's kinda gonna be it. Yeah, maybe we added a little bit too much of the white stuff. But I feel like for the most part this is okay still. And here, let's add one of these. Let's add one boxwood right there. One of these cedar thingies. A carrier, whatever. Little clover patch. We have grass on here. One bush. A lindera. That's too many shrubs in one place. Where did our torches go? What happened? And we are also at the end of the... We are very much at the end of the episode. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I hope everyone is going to have a wonderful rest of the day or night, whatever it is where you are. Stay hydrated. Remember to stretch. Take your meds. Take your vitamins. Here we go. That's what I was looking for. And, you know, just take good care of yourself and others. Yeah, we'll do the rest of this another day. I feel like we did pretty good here, though. This is starting to spread. I just want a bit more over here. I feel like this can end pretty nicely. We need to fill up these empty slots desperately. Thank you for being here, and yeah, goodbye!